Ruben Amorim just had one of his biggest tests away at Villa Park, and it wasn't just the scoreline, it was losing the heartbeat of the team. Welcome back to Joeys Vantage for my reaction to Aston Villa versus Manchester United in match week 17. It started the weekend at 7th, and a win would have pushed them back into the top 6. And for Aston Villa, they were on a 9-game win streak in all competitions, going to make it 10, and this hadn't been done in over 100 years. And let's just start with the hottest player in England right now, Morgan Rogers. What a player he is. He's been on such a hot streak of a run with this Villa side in such good form, back-to-back braces. This is the first time it's been done since Dion Dublin in 1998. And look, he's been so dominant for them on that left wing. And you think, for Tuchel, is this a player he can have as a starter? We know that left-hand side has been up for debate for so long. The likes of Gordon, Rashford, been in and out in terms of consistency. And again, he's just shown such brilliance, cutting in on that left side with the finesse. And what outstanding goals, just, playing under pressure. He's just been so dominant. And I think for England, he can well and truly be a starter, be someone they can look to fill a position. The equaliser from Matheus Acuna, and we've been expecting more from him this year. We know he had the injury early on in the season, but I think for the price tag and what we expected coming in, I think we wanted more. I think that, it was always going to be hard coming into a new system with a 3-4-3 under Amorim, but I think coming into 2026, I think we're going to expect more. I think he's definitely creating opportunities. It's just really delivering. And then it wasn't what anyone wanted or was expecting. Bruno Fernandes going off at halftime with the hamstring injury, and now they haven't got their leader. One of the most durable players in the league is now out for Man U in that midfield, and I think that he's going to be such a huge loss. Without Casemiro either, you got Mainu with that calf injury, Martinez had to come in. Amorim had to deploy him into that midfield role, and you thought, look, this isn't going to work. Martinez, such a good player in that half-back position, in the centre-back position, but can he do a job as a midfielder? It's going to be really hard. And Ugarte doesn't look like a player. Composure on the ball is poor. I think distribution is poor. He can't find, a ball. He's lackluster in terms of finding, that through ball. And I think for Amorim, he's going to have his hands tied. I don't know what he does from now on. And now for Villa, that's 10 wins on the trot. They're looking so strong in that top 3. And now, is it a top 3 race with Man City and Arsenal? And for Manchester United, look, this was a game lost. They could have got back into the top 6. And now for them, without Bruno, what's going to happen? Are they going to fall dramatically, Without Mbeumo, Ahmad for a couple of weeks still at AFCON, look, they're looking in a poor position. As always, it's a pleasure to welcome you to Joeys Vantage. Make sure to subscribe and keep up to date with all my videos weekly. And look, let me know what you think of this fixture.